Ladies and gentlemen, this woman tried to get an eyelash extension procedure done, and it left her eyes looking pretty bad. And she said she was even blind and could not see after the procedure. So it was like the dawn of the dead eyes. A waitress claimed she was left with zombie eyes after a botched eyelash extension procedure with she said she won't even leave her house as she fears kids would be scared of looking at her. So I'll show you a picture of her, but she said that her eyes are bloodshot, pus is oozing. Oh man. uh, and she said it's been a painful process after this botch procedure. When it first started, it looked like a little broken blood vessels all pooled at the bottom of her eye. The horrified high schooler said, "My first reaction was, oh my gosh, they're getting worse. It's going to, go into my pupils and I'm going to go blind." Mm-mm-mm. The oscular fiasco occurred after this Ohio resident went to get her eyelashes done before her high school prom. Following the procedure, her eyes turned very pink. So the teen administered herself eye whitening drops, which unfortunately seemed to clear up the condition before the big night. I felt like I looked like a scary zombie, as if I went out to scare kids. Haley Fitzer, 17. All right, y'all. I'm going to show you a picture briefly of her. If you can't look at this sort of thing, please don't look and then turn around and complain. Because some of y'all have a tendency of doing that. If you can't handle looking at something, don't look at it. Skip this part of the video. So I'm going to switch over and show you what she looks like. And then I'm going to switch back to the picture of her before she had the procedure, which is the one you're looking at right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what her eyes look like now. Woo, that is scary. That is absolutely scary looking. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So, this is her post op eyes, ladies and gentlemen, thinking she was simply suffering from hay fever from dwelling in the country. Haley decided to undergo yet another lash enhancement, which sparked a cosmetic catastrophe for the ages. Within 2 hours, my eyes looked bloodshot red, described the terrified teen of the horrifying reaction. I was at a college meeting with my mom, and she looked at me and was like, "Your eyes are really red. Are you okay?" Wow, that is scary looking. What happened to her eyes? I mean, woo. But I mean, was it really necessary for her to get that? Because, I mean, her eyes, it looked like there was nothing wrong with it before she even got the procedure done. So she added, it looked like there was blood pooling in my eyes. And every time I blinked, goop was coming out of them. Ugh. Oh, man. I was never aware in a million years that it would happen, Haley said. I've seen allergic reactions where people's eyes were pink for a few days, but it was to the point where my eyes were swollen shut. Mm. Yeah, I mean, there's some pictures where you can see some yellow fluid um, that has come out of her eyes. That is scary. The Ohio resident's lashes were so encrusted with mucus that she couldn't open her eyes. Ooh, that is scary. I started getting very severe headaches and felt a shock sensation in one of my eyes. It felt like a little zap at the bottom of it, Haley said. If that wasn't an eye apocalyptic enough, Haley's peepers were, she said, they felt very heavy. And as the night wore on, they became so watery that the lashes were already coming off. Alarmed, the youngster contacted the lash technician, who reassured her that it was a side effect and it would pass. However, the lash forward to the next day, all right, they said the symptoms had worsened the following day to the point where she couldn't open her eyes. Haley initially chalked up her symptoms to hay fever. Well, if you just had that procedure done, chances are that was not hay fever at all. So she said, I feared going out in public until the whole reaction was done. She said, I go to the gym, I hang out with my friends, I'm hardly ever home. It was really different for me to have to stay home all because of something that happened to my eyes. I feel like a terrible case of pink eye. Usually, whenever you have pink eye, you can put on a cold washcloth on them. And she said she also tried that and it did not work. And then she tried warm washcloth and that did not work either. The Ashland resident added, I had to blink, walk myself into the bathroom and put my eyes under running warm water, and eventually I could peel them open. However, this was only temporary. She said her eyes would go right back to shutting again. And this went on for another 4 days. One of the biggest issues was the thick mucus like goop that caked around each lash, and it was nearly impossible to get off, according to Haley. Even when she managed to wipe the goop away, she said her vision was so blurry she could barely see. No, that's not normal. I don't care what that lash technician said, you know. So this technician just told her it would resolve itself on its own. Well, that did not happen in her case. So Haley said the technician prescribed a lubricant to clear the mucus from her lashes. And she said that process was excruciating. I'm sure it was. She was also in constant pain. I started getting severe headaches and felt like a shock sensation in one of my eyes. It felt like a zap at the bottom. Okay, so I did read that earlier in the article. Wow. So, let me go down a little bit. So the retail worker said her appearance was so embarrassing that she had to call off work, and she said she also so she worked at a smoothie shop and she didn't go into work. Well, how are you going to work like that where your vision is so blurred you can hardly see? You can't do a job then. So Haley explained it probably took a full 5 weeks before my eyes were completely white again and for me to be motivated to go to the gym and out in public. Haley is now using her ordeal to put the word out about potential reactions to lash extension glue. Mm-mm-mm. Well, y'all, I don't see what was wrong with her lashes before. She got all of this stuff done, but I guess you can do whatever you want with yourself, but she's lucky it was not far worse. So she said she want to make people aware of the severe reactions or consequences that could happen. And, initially she thought it was a good idea to get this done. But just be aware that this can happen. And if you have sensitive skin, it's probably not the best idea. Yeah, looking at those pictures, it sure is not a good idea to me. But y'all, please tell me what you think. What a terrible ordeal to go through. Uh. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.